Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll take you to the nation's largest field day in Baltic, South Dakota.
I'm Emma Vattenstall, and I'll show you how Red River Valley sugar and corn go into making this tasty treat.
The ongoing trade war and disastrous crop season have South Dakota leaders concerned about losing farmers. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Michelle Rook. This week we're on location in Baltic, South Dakota at the Ag PhD Field Day. This has become the nation's largest one-day show and attracts more than 10,000 farmers from all across the country. They come to learn from top yield winners from around the globe, see hundreds of test plots comparing agronomic products and systems, plus take in educational seminars. So what will farmers see this year with the disastrous crop season across the Corn Belt?
Actually, we turned out pretty good. We got most things planted when we wanted to plant. The thing that we do here at our field day, and it's research, we plant some things really early, some things late, so you're going to see a variety all the time, every year that you would come here. But, you know, the nice thing with all this is there are lessons, and I've had a lot of people say, well, is this a throwaway year for research? No, there's no throwaway year. We can always learn some things, and we see differences in varieties. We especially see differences in fertility, so it's still going to be fun. I mean, there's a lot to learn.
A cross-section of agronomic equipment and technology providers also exhibit their new products and systems here at the show. Also new for this year is the Pathway to Precision. 2019 was a challenging growing and planting season for farmers across the Corn Belt, and of course that does impact what research is done out in the field. Joining us to visit about that is Hefty Research Lead Glenn Hers. And I guess talk about that. Have you ever had a year like this?
No, it's really been a challenge this year. We've had times when we've had some straggler plots or whatever, you know, but to have a bulk of our plots at the tail end of May and June this year has just been, it's been a struggle.
And Glenn, when you have an adverse, challenging year like 2019 has been, what does that mean in terms of your research data?
We like to look at new products all the time. That product needs to work any time of the year, not just cold season or whatnot. So we're looking at something that we're seeing consistencies on all the time. And then we do a lot of hybrid, corn hybrid, soybean variety plots as well. And what we're learning on those is we're just backing up maturities a little bit. Let's see what these things do, you know, and take them out of that zone a little bit where they're, you know, where that hybrid normally wouldn't be planted. Let's see what happens there.
So what are some of the main things that you're going to be looking for in terms of data from the research plots to help growers in subsequent years?
When it comes to pre-emerge herbicides and those sorts of things as far as weed control, that's just been a big thing for us, that you have to have that pre-emerge herbicide out there. Once these weeds get to summertime and they've had plenty of moisture all year long now, growing 2 to 4 inches a day, we've had weather issues as far as rain trying to get into those fields and control those things. That's been super difficult for guys to, you know, there's just not a lot of choices when we, especially on the bean side.
And when we look at data, you want to make sure that you don't make a lot of knee-jerk reaction changes for next season because of what happened this season, right?
Right. Say I'm talking a corn hybrid. I'm definitely not going to be planting 95-day hybrids in southeast South Dakota, but if I can learn something this year, that something down the road, you know, 2 years down the road, we have this same scenario, it's going to be a very important data set for us.
Well, Glenn, thanks so much for the update today. Glenn Hers joining us, research lead here at the Ag PhD Field Day. Farmers that lost more than $8 million selling grain to Hetland, South Dakota-based H&I Grain await the outcome of a criminal case against the owners and whether any money can be recovered by trustees after the elevator declared bankruptcy. Meanwhile, victims hope the state legislature will step in with even further protections above the $400,000 bonding requirement for grain elevators.
You know, it's a balancing act, because if you raise the bond requirements, that means that the bonds are that much more expensive, and those are all dollars that come out of farmers' pockets.
Nelson says there are ways for farmers to protect themselves, though, as they go into the harvest season.
In order to have any bond coverage with a grain buyer, you have to sell your grain on a cash basis. If you choose to use a deferred payment or some type of credit mechanism, there is no bond coverage for that.
He says farmers should also know who they're doing business with, and if a deal is too good to be true, you might want to contact the PUC. Up next on AgweekTV, concern grows among South Dakota leaders about the state of the farm economy. And a company offers traceability for farmers involved in craft beer production.
When you think about it, productivity starts at planting. So it's time to rethink how productive your planter can be. We did with the new Case IH 2000 Series Early Riser Planter. We rethought your row unit so it's tougher, more accurate. We rethought your meter, took the most precise technology, factory installed it. We rethought every inch of the Case IH Early Riser Planter to make it the most productive planter around. And if you think about it, that's exactly what you want.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers two solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger, eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
Dakota Fest is back August 20th through the 22nd in Mitchell, South Dakota. Dakota Fest exists to provide you the tools to grow your family farm operation. Network with over 500 exhibitors specialized in row crop and livestock farming. Attend ag education sessions and experience live equipment demos you can only see in person. Don't forget to bring the family for great food and fun kid events as well. Join Dakota Fest this year, August 20th through the 22nd. For more information and discounted tickets, visit dakotafest.com.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Welcome back to the Ag PhD Field Day here in Baltic, South Dakota. The trifecta of 5 years of low commodity prices, the ongoing trade war, and now a disastrous crop season are taking their toll on farmers in the region. And that has South Dakota leaders concerned about the future of farmers in the state. South Dakota farmers have struggled financially the last several years with low commodity prices, but didn't anticipate a trade war, and now a record number of prevented plant acres. That has state officials like Governor Kristi Noem concerned.
I just talked about this with the president and the administration the other day, that we've had 3 or 4 years of tough agricultural years where guys didn't cash flow. This could be the year that actually puts them out of business.
She says that's especially tough for young producers.
You go out of business, and for a new producer coming in, the amount of capital that's needed, the land that's needed, it's very challenging. So we need to hang on to as many farmers as possible.
The state's ag secretary says the financial community is already preparing for a tough renewal season ahead.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid there probably is going to be, some producers that just aren't going to be able to make it, because unfortunately this isn't the only year that it's been tough.
She says hopefully the disaster and trade aid will provide a financial bridge for farmers to get to next year.
The MFP and all that, absolutely, it does not make them whole, but it certainly will help, and hopefully it's enough to kind of get them across so that we can go back at it like us farmers always do. It's going to be better next year.
However, the lag effect of unprecedented prevented plant acres will also mean less farm dollars in the economy.
Down the road, it's going to start affecting Main Street, the small businesses, and we're going to be cutting back on our spending, which trickles down to the lumber yard, the elevator, the seed dealer.
USDA has provided more details on the market facilitation programs this week. Assistance is based on a single county payment rate multiplied by a farmer's total plantings of MFP eligible crops in aggregate in 2019. Per acre payments are not dependent on which of those crops are planted. County payment rates range from $15 to $150 per acre, and producers will get 50% of that rate in the first payment. Farmers will start sign up July 29th with checks going out quickly. A Central North Dakota farm family has found a way to add value to their crops by taking advantage of the popularity of craft brewing. Jenny Schlecht tells us about two-track malting in this week's Ag Week cover story.
We give brewers the paint so they can create their masterpieces.
The Stober family has farmed near Goodrich, North Dakota since the early 1900s. But 5 years ago, they were looking for a way to keep the farm profitable into a sixth generation and beyond. They came up with the idea of malting barley, and two-track malting was born.
We actually looked at brewing, realized there's a lot of brewers. We actually looked at hops, realized that there's a lot of hop farms, and we looked at, well, literally barley, which is grown in our backyard, and we kind of put two and two together and thought, you know, this could be a good opportunity.
It took them about a year to get up and running. They use barley, wheat, and rye from their farm and some neighbors as well, but it's all North Dakota. Every bag has a scan code that says exactly where the barley was grown.
Pulls up the field that it was grown on, the farmer who grew it, growing conditions. So we're bringing that whole farm to table aspect into the craft brewing scene, which we call field to pint.
Mike Freilich is co-owner and head brewer of Laughing Sun Brewery in Bismarck. He was two-track's first customer, and his company now uses mostly two-track products in their beer. He says it's important to use local products, and he says the quality is excellent.
We get better flavors now with their malt than we ever did with some of our previous malt that we used. Our beer's gotten better. The flavors have gotten better because of that.
But two-track malting isn't just a local company. They ship all over the country, as far away as Florida and New Jersey. In Bismarck, North Dakota, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
You can read much more about this in the next Ag Week magazine or at agweek.com. Up next on Ag Week TV, we'll find out how far crops are behind in development. And later, take a closer look at some product premieres at the Ag PhD Field Day.
Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate. So when conditions are right, be ready with genuine Case IH parts from Titan Machinery. Only genuine Case IH parts are engineered to keep your equipment running at peak efficiency when you're running around the clock. Don't risk your bottom line with off-brand parts that don't meet the same standards. Visit your local Titan Machinery dealership today to find out why genuine Case IH parts offer the best value and performance for your operation.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
When the water's high and your yields are low, 'cause your fields have no place for water to flow, just one call takes care of it all. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage. Experts in
It's the perfect time to get ready for harvest, and North Star Ag has the equipment you need to keep things running smoothly this season. We have a great selection of augers from Meridian and Wheatheart, as well as Batco and Unitube conveyors. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. And don't forget, North Star Ag has Meridian hopper bins for any size operation. See our complete new and used equipment inventory at northstarag.com or give us a call.
Welcome back here to Baltic, South Dakota in the Ag PhD Field Day. Agriculture continues to rely on innovation to improve yields, and some of the newest technology was launched right here at the show.
So this year we're going to be launching a brand new spray nozzle called the ULD Max. This is a nozzle, a premium drift reduction spray nozzle, to have a more precise crop protection application and limit off-target movement of the products we're applying.
The most important product that we're launching here at the Ag PhD show is a product called TAP. It's a TopCon Agriculture Platform. It's our cloud-based workflow tool for growers. We take data from all sources, we make that data transfer painlessly and effortlessly, and we provide the visualization of that data back to you almost instantaneously.
We have a brand new 2160 front fold 24-row planter. 30-inch. Everybody goes, that's nothing new, Tony. Yes, it is, because it's on tracks, it's wheels out front, plus it incorporates all of our 2000 series planter row unit technology. So fabulously agronomically correct planter, and something that guys in the Dakotas are really going to love to get those tracks underneath it and the wheels out front.
So this year we're debuting our ISOBUS rate controller for individual nozzle control. And what that is a system that allows you to put individual nozzle control onto your existing sprayer and utilize your ISOBUS task controller so that you can control all of your spray boom down to individual nozzles.
Crop development in the region and across the U.S. continues well behind normal, even with last week's heat. USDA's crop progress report showed only 35% of the U.S. corn crop is silking, well behind the 66% average. Only 9% of South Dakota's crop is pollinating versus the 50% average. Minnesota is at 21%, which is 35% behind normal. The rest of the region is also lagging. Only 40% of the nation's soybean crop is blooming, also behind the 66% five-year average. However, in the region, development is a bit closer to normal. Still, the concern is whether the crop can make it to maturity, even with a normal frost date. Will our upcoming weather help the crops catch up? Here's our agri-weather outlook.
Weather portion of Ag Week now, and August begins. There will be some serious heat in the United States. We'll talk about where that is setting up. There also will be some areas that often have their hottest weather of the season and won't be. So some parts of the region not so bad. There will be rainy areas and dry areas. Let's get to the map. Here's what's going on. First of all, there will be a significant high-pressure ridge developing in the Rocky Mountain states, and that's going to mean the very typical early August heat wave for places like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. Going to be some days that get up around 100 degrees and stay that way day after day for a while. The difference is, it looks like this ridge is going to, this week, sometime around the middle of the week, build northward and spread some pretty hot weather. This won't all be over 100 degrees, but some of it will be up into the high plains. Note the jet stream ridging across the northern Rockies, troughing in the eastern states. That is implying that the eastern edge of the Corn Belt not going to be all that warm. The surges of heat may briefly get into Iowa and Missouri for a day or two, but it'll be much more hot in the west and not so hot in the east as we go through the week. I do expect a little bit of a bubbling of this top of this ridge, so we may briefly get some hot weather into North Dakota and southern Canada. That's not likely to linger. As we get into the second week of the forecast here, August 4th through 10th, that ridge will settle down. There'll be a few more hot days, but it does not look like this is setting up to be a long several-week period of that kind of hot weather. For this week, a lot of dry weather in the central plains, thunder showers in the eastern end of the Corn Belt, the monsoon going on in the southwest, and there will be some thunderstorms in the northern plains this week. Next week, the dry weather will shift a little west, not as much rain in the Corn Belt, and generally what there is of the heat wave will start sinking south back into the southern plains.
Big Boy Toys.
For over 40 years, Northside Implement has been your Gallon Vermeer dealer in Webster, South Dakota and Lidgerwood, North Dakota, with new equipment including feeding, grain handling, haying, and skid steer, as well as a nice selection of used equipment including sprayers, spreaders, seeding, as well as tractors and loaders. Northside Implement stands behind the equipment they sell with quality service guaranteed. See us for all your repairs and parts from tillage to skid steer loaders to combines and everything in between. Contact Dave, Liddell, Mike, or Chris today at Northside Implement or visit our website for our complete equipment listings.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
When you think about it, productivity starts at planting. So it's time to rethink how productive your planter can be. We did with the new Case IH 2000 Series Early Riser Planter. We rethought your row unit so it's tougher, more accurate. We rethought your meter, took the most precise technology, factory installed it. We rethought every inch of the Case IH Early Riser Planter to make it the most productive planter around. And if you think about it, that's exactly what you want.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Welcome back. Every farmer wants to hit a home run on yields, and here at the Ag PhD Field Day, they can learn from some of the world's top growers.
Mainly just relieving the stress of the soybean, planting them at the right time, proper drainage, proper fertility, paying attention to detail, making sure that the inputs that we put in are put in on a timely manner. So instead of like front loading some type of fertilizer and getting a bunch of rain, we have a lot of rain. And instead of doing that, getting a bunch of rain and leaching it through the soil, we try to put the inputs on at the right time.
There's a whole system approach, and it starts from the time you pull soil samples to make fall applications of lime, and then to make spring applications of fertilizer, and then getting your planter dialed in. From then on, it's just not allowing the crop to have a bad day. And when you deal with the conditions they had out here, you just got to manage your inputs. You don't want the crop to have a bad day, but you want to take advantage of whatever opportunities exist.
Focus on basics, core fertility, disease management, and you've got to get out in your fields. Driving by with your window down on the way to the coffee shop, that doesn't count. You've got to get out there, and if you don't have time, hire an agronomist that you can work with and help see the things that you're not.
And mainly just research, just trying different things. We probably try 20 different things a year. 2 of them may work and 18 of them fail, but we can take those 2 and build upon that.
The North Dakota State Fair is just wrapping up its annual run in Minot. Of course, the fair features the usual rides, food, concerts, and exhibits. But to many, the highlight is the 4-H and FFA kids showing how hard they've worked all year raising crops and livestock. This year's fair had 23,000 FFA exhibits from 70 chapters around the state. They range from plants to livestock, but State Advisor Aaron Anderson says this year they're also showing technology students are using around the state.
The fair is our way to showcase that to the public, and we can do our little bit to hopefully educate the consumer about agriculture and the importance of agriculture to everyone in America.
It's just an amazing experience. I wish every kid could grow up the way I did, raising animals and just learning to be independent.
The fair is the largest event in the state with more than 300,000 people attending. Still ahead on AgweekTV,
we'll show you how one North Dakota family recipe uses area crops to make their new product.
With the all-new GreenFit system from Reichart, plug and play is finally a reality when using John Deere AutoTrack guidance with existing new products like the Challenger 1000 series or all-new C-Series rogators from Butler Machinery. GreenFit is an authorized navigation interface that utilizes existing John Deere AutoTrack guidance systems to steer most Challenger tractors and sprayers. GreenFit eliminates the worry of learning and converting to a new steering system when buying an industry-leading Challenger from Butler Machinery. Learn more about GreenFit at butlermachinery.com/greenfit.
How can one tillage tool handle most field conditions, residue types, and tillage practices? It takes a Renegade, the Summers VRT Renegade. Switch from vertical to aggressive tillage and anywhere in between. Adjust blade angles, tillage depth, and more on the go, all from an iPad. Get the tillage results you want, like only the Summers VRT Renegade can. For more information or a demo, contact your Summers dealer.
Dakota Fest is back August 20th through the 22nd in Mitchell, South Dakota. Dakota Fest exists to provide you the tools to grow your family farm operation. Network with over 500 exhibitors specialized in row crop and livestock farming. Attend ag education sessions and experience live equipment demos you can only see in person. Don't forget to bring the family for great food and fun kid events as well. Join Dakota Fest this year, August 20th through the 22nd. For more information and discounted tickets, visit dakotafest.com.
Ag Week is excited to bring you the Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information right at your fingertips. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you wherever you are. Download the Ag Week app today.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
A Fargo man is using local corn and sugar and an old family recipe to create a product that's catching on fast. Emma Vattenstall shows you how North Dakota Sweet Crude goes from field to glass.
North Dakota Sweet Crude is a sweet liqueur that comes from our family recipe from over 100 years ago.
When Art Widener's great-grandfather immigrated to North Dakota from Russia in the early 1900s, it was a dry state, so he made his own liquor.
And these guys just want to have a drink at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. That's where the original recipe came from. You know, over the years and generations, people have changed it a little bit, tweaked it here and there for their own flavors.
Nowadays, the process of creating North Dakota Sweet Crude begins here in the Red River Valley. With sugar, they buy straight from American Crystal. They caramelize the sugar.
Because what's available out in the market doesn't look or taste like this. A lot of people compare it to cotton candy.
Then ship the crystallized sugar shards to Minneapolis, where they're combined with regional corn after it's distilled.
They have a distillation tower that's probably 2 or 3 times the size of most micro distilleries.
It's then bottled and distributed around the region.
So it's probably a 2-month process from sugar beets to finally being in a bottle on a shelf.
Widener says what started out as a hobby has turned into a full-time job. He sold his first bottle just over a year ago and has since quit his job as an engineer to focus on his new business.
Now we've sold over 10,000 bottles. We're in over 200 locations here in the state, and I get calls every week. Hey, we got to have your stuff. So off I go to the farthest reaches of North Dakota.
Widener hopes that his company gets so big he'll no longer be able to do it on his own.
I mean, it's really tasty.
Yeah. In Fargo, this is Emma Vattenstall for Ag Week.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Ag Week TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and download the Ag Week app. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll see you next week.